Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a lovely day. Today I want to do the video where I talk about the items that I only own one of. I don't know who came up with this idea first, but so many of my favourite YouTubers have done it. I know Sarah Therese has done it, Ashlynne Eaton's done it, Shelbizlee's done it. These are all really amazing women who have inspired my journey. These are the people whose channels I watched before starting my minimalism journey, and they are the women that inspired me to do this. So big shout out to them. Go and check out their channels if you haven't already, but if you're watching this video you probably have, if this is the sort of content you like to watch. They are my absolute favourites and I adore them. This was a real challenge for me and a bit of an eye-opener, to be honest, because when watching their videos, obviously you start to get inspired by the things that you only own one of. And they are mentioning things that I know for a fact that I have got more than one of, so this was really difficult for me to come up with 10 items that I only owned one of, and I kind of had to think outside the box a little bit. So some of the things I'm going to mention I might have to give a bit of context to and explain, because you might be thinking, well, yeah, obviously you only own one, but let me explain when I get there. I also felt like I wanted to bring a couple of different things to the table, because I think a lot of people mention a few of the same things, and I've probably got one or two in there as well that other people have mentioned, but I did try and think about it a little bit differently. So without further ado, let's jump straight into 10 items I only own one of. So the first thing is a vase, or I think in America it may be pronounced vase. So something to put flowers in. I don't see the need to have lots of different vases. I think I've got sort of a medium average sized one that has always served me if ever I've been gifted a bunch of flowers. I will never purchase flowers for myself as a decorative item. It's just not something I would do, and because I have always avoided that for myself, I think it's pretty much rubbed off on my husband. I don't think he would buy flowers for me now. I have still received flowers recently as gifts, and that's why I keep one vase on hand, but I do know some people have many different ones, different sizes, different styles. I just have the one, it's plain and it does the job. The second thing is a water bottle. A few people have mentioned this before. I think a lot of people that try to get onto the sustainable, using reusable items thing, it started to become a bit of a trend where people think that, you know, it looks cool if you've got your reusable water bottle, and yes, that's a great thing that people are seeing the positivity in that and are encouraged to have a reusable water bottle. However, it's another one of those things where it kind of has started to go the wrong way, where people have got all these different water bottles because they see one with unicorns on, and then they see one with rainbows on, and they see one that's rose gold and this, that, and they feel like they've got to have one for every pattern and design. I have one plain one. I bought it, it's a metallic one. I bought it when my plastic one cracked. I was adamant that I would use my plastic one despite the fact that it didn't look good because it was plastic and that doesn't look great. I was determined I would use that until it became damaged, broken, unusable, before I would go ahead and purchase a metallic one, and that's exactly what I did. Eventually it got a crack in the lid, which I didn't notice at the time, and I went to drink from it and it just dribbled all down me, which, as you can imagine, for the rest of the day at work, that was a brilliant look I was rocking. But yeah, I only have one. I only need one. I do not understand why you would need many different water bottles. It would drive me mad, them cluttering my cupboard, because the space where I keep my water bottle is only a very narrow cupboard, and I am not designating any more space in my house for water bottles, so I only have one. The next thing, again, is a commonly mentioned one, is headphones. I only own one pair of headphones. They were really working well for me for a while, and it's only more recently I've started to notice they are a bit uncomfortable on the ears after a long period of time wearing them. And that's when I'm sort of editing a video for hours without a break. But I do not like any of the in-ear, earphones, headphones, so I wouldn't have anything like the wireless ones or the corded ones. My headphones can be wireless, you can take the cord out, but then you've got to remember to charge them and things, so I generally just use the cord anyway. But I own one pair, and even despite the fact that they can start to get uncomfortable, I have no intention of replacing them because they do the job, and honestly, having a slightly uncomfortable pair of headphones after a few hours of work, you know, I can live with. So that's number 3. Number 4, this one might seem a bit strange, is a chopping board in the kitchen. And I only mention this because I have been gifted, it was something I recently decluttered, and I saw in a store not long ago, sets of chopping boards where you have a different thing for different items, like a different one for meat, a different one for veg, a different one for fish, a different one for cheese, a different one for bread. I was like, I can't be doing with all these different chopping boards. I have the same glass chopping board that I use for everything, and if I know I'm going to be handling a meat product, I will just thoroughly wash that before I use it for anything else. I don't see why there need to be different ones. Maybe if you've got someone that's a vegetarian or vegan and you cook meat as well, and so you want to not cross-contaminate, but I don't know how that works with washing. Let me know if you were vegetarian or vegan and someone chopped meat on a chopping board and then washed the entire thing thoroughly and then chopped your, let's say, vegetables on it. Would that be okay with you, or would you prefer they use a different chopping board? Now that I think about it like that, I can start to understand why people would have different ones. But for me, neither my husband or myself are vegan. I've talked a lot about veganism and back and forth and my mindset and contrasting opinions. I'm not going to get into it now. But we have one chopping board for everything, and we wash it to ensure that, you know, there's no raw meat getting onto vegetables or other things. Like, it's as simple as that. One chopping board. Number 5 is a scarf. I own the one. I don't have any like fashion scarves that are like accessories to outfits, and I just have the one winter scarf. The next thing is a phone. I know a lot of people say that they only have one phone case. I suppose that's also true. I only have one phone case for my one phone. But the reason I wanted to mention a phone specifically is I know that some people have different phones for different things. Maybe a split between work and personal, which I think is absolutely fine, because I reached a point where I really didn't want to have my work emails on my personal phone, and to make that possible, I just decided I wasn't going to have my work on my phone. I give enough of my time to my job already. I work very long hours, and so when I do get home, I can't always escape doing work. I have now got a work laptop, which is something that came with me getting my new job, because I've said before, I've never owned a laptop. This is the first laptop I've ever owned, but I didn't buy it myself. I have a work laptop, and I will strictly keep all of my work to that. I don't want work on my phone, because this comes out and about with me. I don't want to be thinking about work when I'm trying to do something in my leisure time, something for me. I want to be able to switch off from that. And I just think this device is far too portable. It comes with you everywhere, and you know, we check our phones so often. I really did not want my work attached to me every second of the day. So I decided I would not have anything to do with my work attached to my phone, but therefore I still only need one phone, and it helps to achieve that work-life balance. But yeah, one phone, one case. The next item is sunglasses, another one a lot of people mention, but a lot of people also mention that they had loads of sunglasses in the past, like different sunglasses to match different outfits. I've never been that person. I did used to buy cheaper sunglasses, but I would never have like multiple pairs. And when I got my first paycheck, when I was in my first professional job after I'd graduated from university, the first thing I bought was a pair of designer sunglasses, and they have been with me for 6 years, and I love them. They are my only pair of sunglasses. I rarely wear them anyway. I used to wear them far more because I used to wear my contact lenses more, but now I really just stick to my glasses for the sake of simplicity. So I rarely do wear my sunglasses, but I do only own one pair. And actually the same goes for normal glasses for just sight. I only own the one pair. I always used to own two, because my opticians did used to do like a deal where you'd get 2 sets for the price of one, or buy one get one half price. They don't do that anymore, so I've never wanted to spend on 2 sets of glasses, so I do only have the one pair, which I suppose is quite risky business, because if anything happens to these, I literally can't see. Like, I would struggle to cross the road or something. I would not be able to drive. Like, my vision is bad. However, I do have a really good and reliable optician service. Once one of the screws came out and one of the arms of my glasses came off, and I lost the screw. It literally just happened on my face, and I couldn't find the screw, so I was able to put my contact lenses in, did my day at work with my contact lenses, and on my way home from work I stopped into my optician and they repaired them there and then on the spot, which was really, really good. So I should probably consider actually getting a second pair of glasses, but at the moment I don't. The next one is, I suppose, a little bit different, and that is we only own one bed, and in fact, one bedroom. I say this because we live in a 3-bedroomed house, and usually if you have a 3-bedroomed house, you'd probably have like a spare room, a guest room. I think it's quite common for people to have a guest room, and we just don't. And this probably sounds really like selfish and horrible, but we didn't see the point in having a guest room. And that's not because we wouldn't want people to come and stay. It's not that we've got anything against people staying. It's just we knew we wouldn't have overnight guests very often, and we just couldn't warrant having one of our spaces used up for that purpose for hardly any use, when one room we knew we wanted to have as an office, so that's one of the other 2 bedrooms taken up, because our house doesn't have a designated office space. Our house is pretty small. Downstairs is literally just kitchen and lounge, downstairs loo. There's not really much else going on down there, and upstairs is 3 bedrooms, bathroom. It's a tight squeeze, so we didn't have any space downstairs to have an office space, so one of the bedrooms is an office space, and then our master bedroom is tiny. We basically have our bed and sort of enough space to walk around it and open a set of wardrobe doors. There is no other space in there, and so I have all of my clothes in the little bedroom because it's just a more relaxing space to get ready in the morning rather than have everything all jammed into one space. I am hoping not to require that at some point. Now I'm going capsule wardrobe and minimizing everything. I'm hoping I won't need that room and we will be able to do something else with it, but we just did not feel the need to have a guest room when it would hardly be used. We just didn't think that was a sensible use of our space. So 1 bed and 1 bedroom. Number 9 is a swimsuit. I only own one swimsuit, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One, we live in the middle of England, so I've said it before, I think in a video, we are basically located as far away from a beach whilst you're in the UK. Like, you can travel in any direction and it's going to take you a while to get to the beach. So any swimming I would be doing in this country would probably be in a pool, and I don't particularly like swimming in pools. So I have a swimsuit mainly for going on holiday, and even then, the way we've always gone on holiday, the way we've travelled, we've always said, you know, oh, we'd like to hit a beach, but we always try to cram so much into our space because, you know, you go on holiday, you pay a lot to get there, you've only got a limited time, you want to make the most of it, and a lot of that time is not spent lying on the beach. So sometimes I've taken a swimsuit for a 3-week trip and never worn it. So I have one swimsuit. It is a 2-piece, it is plain black. I think the top, if I remember, is like it wraps all the way around, there is no clasp. Actually, you might tie it at the back, I can't remember. But it goes all the way around, and then it's like a bikini top, and then I've got some high-waisted bottoms for it because, you know, I'd rather be covered up. And it's just plain black because that would work for anything. I think it's got the level of modesty that, you know, I could wear it in a pool if I really wanted to. I could wear it on the beach. It would do for everything, and I don't need anything more than that because I rarely wear a swimsuit. I wouldn't need different colours, different styles. I can understand people that would, people that live near beaches or in nice warm countries and things like that, but for me, living in the middle of England, it's just not something I need more than one of. And the very last thing, and again, this one might be a little bit weird for some people, the last thing is a freezer. We only have one freezer, and I say this because in the UK, generally speaking, I don't think we have very large freezers. Like, our freezer is probably about 80 centimetres wide and a metre tall, and it's just 4 drawers. So what a lot of people in the UK do is have a second freezer, maybe like a big chest freezer or just like an old freezer, maybe it's their old one when they got a new one, have a second freezer, like something like in the garage where they'll have like backup supplies of food. We just don't do that. We don't see the need to keep that much food in storage. And again, this could just be a circumstantial thing because we are a family of 2, whereas I suppose if you had children, that might be a necessity. But for us, it's not. We try not to overstock our freezer anyway. I am very much about only having the food in I need for the week so that my kitchen cupboards and things aren't too cluttered and overstocked. And we will have some like backup things in the freezer, like maybe a few pizzas or some sausages. And so our freezer is not always like overflowing, so we've never felt the need to have a secondary freezer in the garage. And that's it. Those are my 10 things I only own one of. But as I said at the start of this video, it really was eye-opening for me because I struggled to create this list, and all the things that other people were mentioning, like a coat, I was like, no, I've got 2 of those. A hairbrush, no, I've got 2 of those. A credit card, yes, I only have 1 credit card, but I also have a debit card, and my husband and I have a joint bank account, so that's like a secondary debit card. So I consider that as like having 3 monetary cards, so I didn't count that. And people were like, oh, I only have 1 of each makeup product, and I was thinking, well, I'm still trying to declutter all my makeup, so I still have many things that I'm trying to work through because I'm determined not to throw anything in the bin that could be used up. I don't want to waste anything. So I really struggled with this, but it has made me realise I've got so many areas where there's room for improvement, and that is brilliant. So I'm really glad that I did this video and I really took the time to think about the things I have. I did come up with a list of 10 things I only have 1 of, but it was a struggle. So I have got work to do because I feel like I'm slightly letting the minimalism side down with my shocking ability to write this list. So that is all from me. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I generally make content about minimalism, doing my no-buy, capsule wardrobing, and just so much decluttering over on this channel. If that's something you're interested in, I would love for you to join me on this journey. Please feel free to leave me a comment below. I do try to reply to all of them. And that is all from me for this week. I hope you have a lovely week and that I will see you again in another video. Take care. Bye.